Welcome everyone, I'm here with the handicapper Dave Golakov. So Dave, let's talk about the biggest candidates that can win the East Conference. It's clear that Cleveland and Chicago are the NBA betting favorites, but what other teams do you think could surprise us if some of the big boys suffer any problems, injuries, or something like that?
So I think it needs to be clear that when you're talking about the dark horses in the Eastern Conference, we're talking about like insane catastrophe happening to the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Chicago Bulls that opens a lane for these dark horses to come through. I mean, you're talking about college football, NFL, March Madness, there's some good value to be had with long shots. In the NBA, favorites typically cash in, especially on these futures. So again, when we talk about the next three teams here, something's got to happen to the Cavaliers to really derail their season, as well as the Chicago Bulls, although a Derrick Rose injury would fit in that category. So the teams that I like as long shots, if something happens to those three, dark horses, I'd say Atlanta, Miami, and I also like Charlotte. Let's start with the Atlanta Hawks. I mean, pretty decent team last year, finished strong, young team that gained some experience in the first round of the playoffs, got a taste of what it takes to win, albeit just the first round. They know now, after losing to the Pacers in the first round, how good they have to play. And I think this is a team that's only going to get better. Second year, I believe, in Mike Budenholzer's system. Don't forget they were without Al Horford last season. So all of a sudden you add an all-star to the mix. This team is capable if the Cavs and Bulls get knocked out of the way. Next up, I like Charlotte. I mean, another team that's on the rise. Charlotte has a good inside-outside game. Kemba Walker and Jefferson were the core last year. Now all of a sudden you add Lance Stevenson to the mix. Marvin Williams too. I mean, the pieces are starting to get in place for the Bobcats, and I think this team is becoming more and more competent by the day. Lastly, I think a lot of people would say the Wizards, but I actually like the Heat as my third choice for a dark horse if something happens to the Bulls and Cavs. I like the Heat just because of the pedigree. They still have Bosh, they still have Wade. I know Wade's old and beat up, but still have Wade. And they added some decent pieces. Luol Deng, Josh McRoberts, Shabazz Napier. They still have Chalmers. I mean, that's enough to at least get them in the playoffs and probably like a fifth or sixth seed. Again, if something happens to the Bulls or Cavs, this team has the experience, pedigree, and coaching to step up and in. So those are my three choices for the dark horses.
Well, interesting facts. Thanks for your time, Dave. And this is Silvia for SBR Picks.
The SBR Network offers free sports picks and game breakdowns, big money free betting contests year-round, a real-time Vegas-style odds monitoring service, and much more. So come see for yourself. To stay updated on SBR news and promotions, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+, and do be sure to subscribe to the Sportsbook Review YouTube channel to catch all our daily sports shows.